What's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. So, this is going to be a collection update. Last week, I went to Second and Charles, traded in some old eBay stock, some films I no longer watch, and decided to get store credit. And surprisingly, I did manage to find some titles I've been wanting to add to the collection for quite a while, as well as an upgrade. So let's get into it. Starting off with Rocket Man, which I really enjoyed this movie way better than I had originally expected it to be. I do have Bohemian Rhapsody. I think this came out a year after, either a year after or a year before. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, really good. All the performances from everybody was outstanding. Taron Egerton, I thought, was the perfect actor to, play Elton John. And I'm in the process of getting a lot of the biopics that are out there. Rocket Man's now added to the list. I have Bohemian Rhapsody. There's La Bamba. There's a Buddy Holly one with Gary Busey. There's Strata Compton I want to get on 4K. I mean, there's just so many. There's like two other biopics that recently came out. And then next year, we have the biopic on the Beatles. I think that it's going to be like four separate movies focusing on, each member of the band. And then, we have an Ozzy Osbourne biopic in the works. So I've always been a fan of these biopics, whether it's a musician or, an actor. Not as much as I would like on a historical figure, unless it's someone you know, have always had interest in, but I've always been a fan of a lot of the musical ones. So, yeah, glad to add Rocket Man to the 4K collection. Next is Great Outdoors on Blu-ray. So this is an upgrade. I had the John Candy, what was it, like the three movie collection, which included Uncle Buck, Great Outdoors, and Going Berserk. Going Berserk is the only one I need out of that three film set. Surprisingly, this one was a lot cheaper. It was only like 250 used, which, um, I was not expecting, it to be that low, but glad it was because I was able to snag it and add it to the collection. So, yeah, trying to get a lot more John Candy films. There's so many I want to get that I like. Canadian Bacon's another one, as I mentioned, Going Berserk. Um, I got Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, but I need to upgrade that. Summer Rental, I need to upgrade. I mean, there's so many more, but yeah, glad that I was able to add that. Next, we have The House by the Cemetery. This is a Lucio Fulci film, a Blue Underground film. I don't have a whole lot of Blue Underground films in my collection. There are some I do want to add, so hopefully, I can keep adding more. And I do want to check out a lot of these other directors that I've heard nothing but great things about, like Lucio Fulci. And there's a few other ones, but yeah, from what I've read on the back of this, it sounds like it's going to be a really good film, so I'm excited. Next is the Crocodile Dundee 2 film collection. I do want to eventually get the third to complete the series. I've been trying to find this for the longest time, and actually for a good price, and I was able to. So I'm looking forward to watching these movies. I know there's a 4K release for the first movie, I believe, but I think from what I've heard, they edited some stuff. So, because of that, you're not going to get like the original, release that it was intended. So, but yeah, glad to add those. And last but not least, I think was probably one of the best pickups when it came to Blu-ray, and that is Splash. This is upgrading my VHS copy. This is the, I believe, Australian release, which we don't have a release here in the U.S., which is unfortunate. But it is a Touchstone Picture release, so it's owned by Disney. But great cast: Tom Hanks, Daryl Hannah, Eugene Levy, and John Candy, of course. This is region free, so if you're looking to, pick up the film and add it to your collection, it will be able to play in your 4K or Blu-ray player. So, yeah, I'm excited to rewatch this movie. I haven't seen this movie in years. So now we're gonna move on to the DVDs. Uh, First one is Masters of the Universe. I've been wanting to revisit this movie for quite a while. It's fun, it's cheesy. Dolph Lundgren, Courtney Cox, um, the actor here, he would go on to do Star Trek Voyager, and I wanted to watch this one before the new one came out. Um, so yeah, I'm excited to revisit this one. It's been a while since I've seen it. Next is Major League Back to the Minors. This is the third film in the series. Goes in a completely different direction, different cast. I think there's actually maybe one or two actors who return from the two previous films. But you do have Scott Bakula in this. This is like the second sports movie. He would do, I think he did, before this, he went on to do. What's that football movie? Necessary Roughness. So, yeah, I'm excited to revisit this. I remember watching this more on TV, more than the other two. It seemed like they, didn't want to air the two films and just air this one more often. But I always remember the artwork to this. So, yeah, very happy with that. Next is Major League 2, which is a fun sequel, not as good as the first. Um, Charlie Sheen, Tom Berenger, they all come back. Um, I don't think Wesley Snipes does. I think they get Omar Epps to either play the role that Wesley Snipes played, or they create a new character, but it's fun. I don't know if there's a Blu-ray release for this. There might be one that kind of just came and went. I'll have to do some research on that, but I definitely can't wait to revisit, all three films and do a franchise review for you guys. So, yeah, that's Major League 2. Next is the Slam and Salmon. This is another Broken Lizard film I needed to add to the collection. Um, Not as good as like Super Troopers or Beer Fest, but it's enjoyable. I believe it's the last movie Michael Clark Duncan would do, unfortunately, before his passing. Actually, I think the film itself came out after his passing, I believe. But the film, follows these servers who, are serving big clients, a lot of recognizable faces, and they all have kind of their own issues. You kind of get that, you kind of get the vibes of like Waiting, but it's the Broken Lizards version, basically. Um, yeah, I wish I could say more, but Michael Clark Duncan's fantastic in this. Maybe a little over the top, but still enjoyable nonetheless. So, yeah. Slowly trying to complete their films. I don't know if any of their shows are available on DVD. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, I am a fan of theirs. I've always enjoyed their movies, especially some of their early stuff like Puddle Cruisers, Club Dread. So I definitely want to get more that they've done. Next, we have Four Weddings and a Funeral. This was actually still sealed when I had got it. This is a, late 80s, early 90s? I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, 93. Um, I've always enjoyed this. Hugh Grant is not like one of my favorite actors, but there are some films that he did in the 90s that I really enjoyed, and this being one of them. This one, it plays with the emotions. You have some, yeah, it's funny, but then it gets to those serious tones, and it's got a great cast, a few other recognizable faces. Right now I have this and 9 months in my collection. That's another one I've always enjoyed of his, but I definitely will upgrade this down the road because there is a Shout Select release for this. So, but yeah, really, very happy to add it to the collection. Looking forward to revisiting this. I couldn't tell you when the last time I saw this. Definitely the 90s, though, that's for sure. I think it was like aired on TV like during the mid to late 90s. And then last but not least is Orca the Killer Whale. I am so glad to finally have this in my collection. I've been trying to find this movie for a really good price but could never find it. And yeah, Second and Charles had it for, really dirt cheap. And yeah, I wish I could say more. It's basically Jaws, but instead of a shark, it's a whale. I guess that's the best way I can sum it up. It's been a while since I've seen it. There is a couple like Blu-ray releases for this. There might be a 4K release because I know, like, I think maybe Scream Factory has done a release, and then I think Kino maybe. Um, who knows? But I'm sure this film has been released by multiple boutique labels, but another one I will eventually upgrade. But I'm just glad to finally have it in the collection, and great cast too. Bo Derek, um, Richard Harris. I mean, yeah, I wish I could say more. If you've seen this movie, let me know what your thoughts are. I would love to hear your guys' opinion on it. But yeah, there you have it. Those are my pickups. So just give you guys a quick recap. We have Orca the Killer Whale, Four Weddings and a Funeral, The Slammin' Salmon, Major League 2, Major League Back to the Minors, Masters of the Universe, Splash, the Crocodile Dundee 2 film collection, The House by the Cemetery, The Great Outdoors, and Rocket Man. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you've seen any of these movies, let me know what your thoughts are down below. I would love to hear your guys' opinion. There are some films you guys may not like that I like, or there's films you like I may not like. But it's always great to get everybody's opinion on what they think. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. It helps me out. And definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't for more movie content. And I guess I can ask you guys a quick little question. What is your favorite biopic? It could be something that just came out, like Michael, or it could be something that has been out for the longest time. What is your favorite biopic, and who would you like to see get a biopic? I'm still waiting on that Ozzy and those Beatles. I have a few ideas on some actors I would like to see, or some musicians. Like I'd like to see a Janis Joplin biopic. I don't even think we have one. That would be really cool. Another favorite I like is The Doors. That one's really good. So, yeah, there's just so many individuals out there that deserve a film adaptation on their life. So, nonetheless, thank you guys for tuning in on Film Talk with Mikey. And of course, till next time, you guys have a good one, and we'll talk films. Peace.